Please welcome back to the stage Anna Baggio, Wildlands League's Conservation Director. Anna will be talking to youth leader and Mushkegowuk artist Jeronimo Kataquapit.
I'm back. So I just wanted to point out that there's some beautiful art in the lobby. And if you haven't had a chance to take a look, please do. There's 4 beautiful panels, and all those pieces are also represented in the Tawich report. And so that's also one of the ways that you can have a copy of the Tawich report. It's for sale. So if you like the art, it's available. You can get a copy of the Tawich report that includes art, science, stories. Beautiful report. Just behind me, you're going to see some of the art, and we're doing that because we want to make sure that the people on the live stream get to see it. And before we get started with Jeronimo, I just wanted to give a shout out to Patrick Chichu. He is one of the artists here today, and he's actually one of the artists of one of the panels. So the beautiful crow and the wolf, that's Patrick Chichu. And I just want to give a shout out to Patrick, and I can't see him. Patrick, where are you? There you are, okay. Patrick, yay Patrick. Stand up, Patrick. There you go. Come on, let them see you. There you go. Yay, Patrick! Yeah! Please go find Patrick after the show's done. Talk to him and ask him questions. Lovely man, and we love his art. So, thank you, Patrick. And Jeronimo. I just wanted the audience to know that the report that we did called Tawich is Where I Belong was actually inspired by one of your quotes. And so I want to give a big shout out to Jeronimo. It was him that inspired the title of the report. And so Jeronimo, would you tell us a bit about that? Tell the audience a bit about the title and how it, what you said and what you were feeling at the time when the interviewer spoke to you?
Yeah, for sure. That was back in New Year's. I was a part of the Tawich study, and during my interview there, I was asked what's so important about your homelands? Like, why do you care about it? Like, why should you go out there? And as I was just going on and yapping away about how much I love my land, I was talking about it, and I could talk about it for hours. And one of the things I said towards the end was, it's home. It's where I belong. Tawich is where I belong. That's where I'm from, and that's where I'll always be from, and that's where I'll always belong. There, home. And I guess Anna liked that quote so much, she ended up taking it. And I didn't actually know it was me who inspired the title until she came up a few months later, and I was like, oh yeah, I did say that during the interview. But yeah.
Yes, you did. Do you want to talk a little bit about spending time on the land with your family and Attawapiskat Island?
Yes, for sure. I've been going out to the land since I was still in my parents' Tikanagan when I first started going out onto the land. So I've been going out there since I could remember, and I still do it today every year. And Anna's referring to a place called Attawapiskat Island. If you're not familiar about where it is, it's in James Bay. It's this huge lump of land in the middle of James Bay on the west side. And Attawapiskat is one of the first places I've ever been out when I've gone out to the bush for the first time. And it's a place I go there every single year for our annual spring hunt. And it's, like I said, that's where I've learned how to harvest my first goose. That's where I've learned to pluck my first goose. That's where I've shot my first animal, was Attawapiskat Island. And it's something that's been kept up for years and generations. My Mushum grew up on Attawapiskat. My dad grew up on Attawapiskat, and now it's my turn to grow up at Attawapiskat and learn what they've learned, to learn what's been passed down generation after generation. And it's something I will continue to do for the rest of my life. Yeah.
And Mushum is grandfather?
Yes, Mushum is grandfather.
Mushum is grandfather. And Kukum is grandmother?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And you're studying at university right now, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm studying at the University of Waterloo, so it's just west of Toronto here. It's in the Kitchener area. And I'm studying geography and environmental management. And it pairs so well with what I already do, out in the land. And it's so cool to learn it from everything I've learned was passed down through generation after generation. The way I'm learning at school is from a more Western perspective, and it's really cool how that mixes in with what I already know.
And you're getting credit for some of this, right?
Yes. Last semester here, the last 2 semesters, because I'm in my second year of university, I went out onto the land and during school, so it's quite a journey from Waterloo all the way up to Attawapiskat. I still managed, and I told my professors about the life I lived, and they were so taken back by it that when I went up there and I recorded videos or I did whatever, they ended up counting what I did up there as assignments for my courses, and it just blended in so well. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. University's changed a lot since I was there, so.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you want to tell the story about how you started making these videos in the first place?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess it really goes back a few years when I first started picking up the drone. When I first picked up my first drone, it was a small DJI Mini 2. And one winter, I was out up along the coast during New Year's, and the second time I ever took my drone out, we actually saw a pack of around 30 wolves, and so I decided to launch the drone right away and chase them around, not chase them, but like capture them on the drone, and it was really cool because when I came back and showed it to people for the first time, they were like, "That's there? I didn't know that there are wolves there. I didn't know that this is what it looked like." And that's when the idea was first planted into me. And last year here, when I attended university, I wasn't sure if I should go around introducing myself as someone from Attawapiskat First Nation because, well, I'm surrounded by people that don't even know where that is on the map or don't even know that it's in Ontario. But I did, and the responses I got back were, "Oh, I know the place." And they're telling me like they're from Richmond Hill or something. I don't even know where that is. But they know where Attawapiskat is. And so I said, "Really, how do you know of Attawapiskat?" "It's because of the water crisis. It's because of the suicide epidemic, the housing crisis." And that's when I first realized my home is known for all these negative things that impacts my community, and they don't know it for the way I do, the way I see it. Home, no matter what happens there, it's always home, and they don't see the land. They just see it as a place in the middle of nowhere with all these problems, and that's it. It's in the middle of nowhere. And so what I want to do with my drone videos is to show that it isn't in the middle of nowhere. It's actually in the middle of one of the most liveliest places ever. There's so much variety of things you could do out there, going out onto the land, and there's so much animals, and there's so much history, and that's where I come from. And with my videos here, I wanted to show that we're much more than water crises. We're much more than housing crises. We're our own people with our own language, our own history, and our own story. And I wanted to show people what is really up there. Why is it home? That's what I'm doing with my videos.
No, thank you, Jeronimo. And one last thing, I'm going to squeeze this in, even though my time is counting down. We have high school students in the audience from the Indigenous High School in Toronto, from the Wandering Spirit School, and I just, what would you say to them, Jeronimo, for these kids? What would you say to them?
Your identity of who you are is your greatest strength, and it's something I've neglected, and I frankly felt kind of shameful for most of my life. Until I started to figure out that's not a weakness, it's my strength of who I am, my language, my history, my ancestry, who I am, where I'm from. Lean on that, look back, and see who you are as an Indigenous person. That's your greatest strength, and that's what you'll lean on, and that's how you'll be really successful in life.
Thank you, Jeronimo. We're going to hear from Geronimo's video. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
She's in a rush. just because Anna's asking me to.
Take a bow, Jeronimo. There you go.
Thank you.